Yeah, man. Sunday. What's up, y'all? Big Mike coming at you live and direct. Max City Limits Radio Show. And where we coming from? Center of the board.
Nah, it's Mac Lemon's radio show. That's what it is.
I thought we was
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and throw this joint on yours as well. I didn't know.
We might we'll keep it
Okay.
on Mac City, but it's fine. Either way, it's cool with me.
Okay. Well, my player partner hit me up, man, and he was like, Big Mike, you got to check out this movie, man. It's a YouTube movie, and I think you'll find it interesting, man, because uh, you know we study the lessons, man. You know what I mean when it comes to the power tricking, and when it comes to dealing with these females out here in these streets, dealing with these snapdragons or whatever. He said, I think you'll understand, you know what I mean, or you'll see some of the lessons that we learned in the journal logs in this movie. And I'm like, wow, really? I'm like, okay, well, we'll go ahead and check it out, man. I just did, you know what I mean? I went through it, I perused it. I actually went through maybe about 45 minutes of it. I had to skip through some of it, man, because it's heavy in the dialogue department. Good Lord, it's heavy in the dialogue department. And it's very sanitized as well, man. You know how we get down in Mac City, man. We kind of grimy around here, you know what I mean? So it was really hard for me to digest it, man, because it was so pristine and clean, man. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to have a reaction. We're going to go ahead and give like a little low-key review of it, man. And fair use. You know what I mean? This is fair use. We're going to deal with it, the Max City Limits radio show way. And so I don't know. Anything that you would like to say before we go ahead and hit the play button?
Yeah, you said that, it's kind of, grimy, kind of clean. It really ain't though, man. I mean, if you just look at it, it ain't. It's only clean because the premise is a bit different, but in terms of the characters, in terms of the scenarios, in terms of the situations, in terms of the mentality, the psyche, it's all there, man. It's really kind of grimy. The only thing it is, they cleaned it up for YouTube because this is supposed to be a boy meets girl type thing and they fall in love. But the dirtier version that goes on in Mac City is what happens in real life. You see? And so the thing is that most people, when they heard, I got 75, or they heard the shit that we did at Mac City, most people didn't understand how we did what we did. They didn't understand, when to be an asshole, when not to be an asshole. It's certain elements, it's certain levels, it's a certain science that was done in Mac City that I don't think that they understood. It was certain things because they just looked at it as though, motherfuckers were just throwing money at these chicks. And we told them for years that that's not the case, that that's not how it went down and that's not how it happened. But of course, niggas didn't pay attention, low IQ. But, the situation was to understand or to break down, how did we do the shit that we did? How did we get off the shit that we got off? So what happened was, because the truth is like, my wife does the relationship things, training women to be married, so to speak. And so I've tried to press upon her for the last 5 years how this shit really works and how grimy it really is in the streets, because she's really kind of sheltered in that aspect. But how dirty these characters and these players are and what they do and how they perform and how they function. And, and it's like, I think that sometimes that when you're not out here, you don't know how dirty some of these people are. You don't know how grimy some of this shit can get, you see? And I think you should probably, I'll see if she wants to be in the audience, because I know she did want to listen to this. But this scenario lays out perfectly how these situations occur and how they happen, and how you get off the shit that you get off, the goods and services, the whole alphabet. It's all there. The nigga, all of that stuff is here in this video. So even though it's a cleaned up version, the grimier version is what we're here to present and show how this shit really happens in real time.
Okay, all right then. Well, without further ado, man, you ready, Tony? Tony.
I'm here. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's go.
All right. Let's see here. Push play. Let's go. Fair use. Fair use. We will be critiquing when she has high standards.
This is a response video.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Shit, you is, but I never see you around here before. You live here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So how long you been here?
Look, I don't got time. You're not my type anyway.
Stop. Stop.
All right.
Stop.
I see who I'm dealing with now.
Right off the rip. Snapdragon.
Snapdragon.
Stank ass attitude.
Uh-huh.
Right from the gate. Stank ass attitude. So he's coming up now trying to shoot his shot, and she's shooting him down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, a lot of the video material that you got, those bitches on those videos had some of the most stank attitudes that you could ever have.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that.
I mean, look at the venom on her face. Look at, I mean, she got her shit twisted up like she bit a brick or whatnot. You know, right from the gate, that's what you're dealing with. So he's coming to shoot his shot, and right away he's being rejected before he even starts. Right.
Right.
So let's start from that premise right there. Right there. That you know you're dealing with a snapdragon. There's no, she's not smiling, she's not warm, she's not engaging, she's not any of that shit, right? All right, let's go forward.
Before we do that, okay, let's see. Trying to figure out how I could frame this, because I mean it's kind of like apples and oranges, but it's not, because like he's shooting his shot on some personal stuff. You know what I mean?
You would be doing it to get video. So let's just put it out there. He's shooting his shot, but you would be recruiting to get content. You would be recruiting to get them to put in work.
That's right. But yet and still, the formula is still kind of the same.
Right. It's applicable.
Yeah, because when I'm dealing with a female, when I'm trying to either get her to put in work or on some personal stuff, you know, there's certain cues that, you know, I have to basically see from the female before I step to her. So a lot of times I didn't really get the snapdragon attitude right off the grip, because I would wait for the female to give me, you know, the high sign. And the high sign for me was always 3 seconds of eye contact.
Well, you got to remember, there are certain scenarios. See, you got the buck with your memories going bad. Yeah. You remember when you would recruit certain women and certain bitches be on the side talking shit?
Yeah.
I don't know why you let him do that. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't do that if I was you. You know, that's nothing. That's so forth. One in particular, you remember Kyra?
Yeah. The satellite broads is always like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying here is that the scenarios are slightly different, but the formula, approaches, and ideas and attitudes are all the same. They're still consistent. So you may have the one that is, or you may have the what was the other girl? Caramel. You remember Caramel?
Yeah.
Her mouth was way slick, right?
Yeah.
But then the next thing you know, she's on the front page taking a nut shot to the grill. You see?
Yeah, you're a filthy individual,
So,
Tony.
hey,
You're
what
dirty.
happens between the time of all that slick talk and that load in the grill? That's what we're filling in. And that's
Okay.
what some of this movie fills in here as we go through it. But it's important to make that distinction because some niggas gonna say, oh, he's trying to, it's different. He's trying to date her. So we're saying that off the rip. Okay, this is dating, but this is what niggas have to deal with, or the situation they have to deal with. This is the shit that happens inside of the dating market in Black America, is what I'm saying. This is the wasteland that you have to tread through, and these are the people you have to deal with. Understanding in your situation is different because you're trying to get them to put in work. So,
all right, let's proceed.
Yeah, so I'm just you have a nice day. All right.
Ooh.
Broke niggas always got something to say.
What you said?
I said broke
Man.
niggas always got something to say.
Tell me,
know
you don't remember that?
How you know I'm broke?
You don't remember that attitude, nigga? Come on, nigga.
Man, come on. Heck yeah, I remember that, man. See, what she just did, right? Because there was many females that was always telling me, you can't pay me enough to be on that raggedy ass website. You ain't doing this and you ain't doing that and you don't pay enough. And yeah, man, that's bringing back memories right there. And I'll be like, oh, really now? Oh, okay then. All right. Yeah,
I mean,
all right.
and look at how slick her mouth is. Look at how. It's just out of pocket, man. I mean, and he just speaking to her. He just stepping to her. Trying to shoot his shot or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and he hasn't been disrespectful or anything, but right off the rip, I mean, look her face, how she's contouring her face, rolling her eyes, all that shit. Nothing pleasant about her whatsoever, right?
Yeah, and that's how they used to do it too, man.
Exactly.
Like I would be on my best behavior, man. You know what I mean? I'd be like, "Hello, my name is such and such." You know what I mean? I want to go ahead and holler at you about a business proposition, whatever. I mean, I wasn't calling them bitch, hoe, none of that. You know what I mean? I was real respectful, but yeah, nose was turned up, sucking the teeth, all of that, man. And so you know how I got down once I seen that I was dealing with somebody of that caliber, of that nature. Yeah, man, the scribble game was waiting.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of shit that gets shit. I love fat boys. Fuck me here, and then you got a dose of nut on your grill. That's the stuff that sets you up for the humiliation ritual. And the crazy part is, you would think that would repel them from wanting to do it, but it was the opposite. It was like the more you did that shit, the more they wanted to put in work. Okay. And you're going to hear in just a second, we're going to go forward and you're going to listen. And I want you to tell me when she starts describing her situation and her circumstances.
Right.
I want you to tell me, is this not the very ratchets that you have been dealing with, or that we have been dealing with? You've been dealing with since 2003 or 4. Of course, me much later on the scene, but listen to her circumstances, her living, the whole nine. And this is the bitch that a lot of niggas are perplexed about. This is what the whole conversation in what they call the madness. This is all about her. This is about this chick you see here. It ain't about the church going girl. It ain't about none of that. All the conversation is about this chick right here. So go ahead and let the tape roll.
Let it roll. Let it roll.
You live here, don't you?
Yeah, I stay by myself.
What's that supposed to mean?
Wait, you calling me broke because I stay here?
Yeah.
In the same complex that you stay in?
Yeah.
How that make sense?
Any nigga trying to talk to me has to have their shit together.
Curious to know, what all does a guy need to qualify to date you?
He needs to have his own crib, not an apartment. His own car that's not busted. At least making 6 figures and know how to treat me like a princess.
How old you is?
22.
You stay here by yourself?
I live with my mom.
Matt.
It's your car?
I
Yeah.
share with her too.
Math.
What?
One word, 2 syllables. Nana.
Oh, you talking about
Yeah.
this is Nana.
Yeah, Nana.
Yeah. Okay.
Nana.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Listen to her situation. Don't that shit sound familiar to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Logic and reason just goes totally out the window, man. You know, when they describe the scenario and the situation, and they think that there's so much above you, but I mean, man, the stories that I heard, you know, dealing with these females, it's the same sort of stories, you know, that she just kicked to him, man. It was just like, are you serious? Like, is this? You know, you would think that the broad is trolling you, like this is some sort of comedy skit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just don't really believe the stuff that's coming out the broad mouth, man. You know what I mean? It's like you expect what? You want what? And you know what I mean? And you ain't got a pot to piss in. And I mean, if I come over and you cook me or allegedly want to cook me something, you ain't even got a table to put the plate on. Matter of fact, you ain't even got a plate. You got paper plates. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, these broads is doing bad out here, man. But they want me to be, you know, what's that? They call it a high value man,
Exactly.
six-figure earner, and all of this
Exactly.
nonsense, man. I'll be like, what? No, the scribble game is waiting on you, girl.
The scribble game is waiting.
And for those that don't know, of course, the scribble game was a ritual where I would take a magic marker and I would write. I would deface them. I would demoralize them by putting graffiti on their face about whatever phrase or
Whole
whatever
bitch.
insults. Yeah, all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff like that. And that was born out of wanting to get rid of them actually, and actually show them who was boss at the same time. But just like you said earlier, it had the opposite effect.
It was a humiliation ritual, was what it was. But what it actually was is when it was applied to them, the shit was a mating ritual.
Mm-hmm.
You mean it to be a humiliation ritual, but they take it as a bonding ritual, you know.
Big time, man.
And that goes to show you who you dealing with. That goes to show you who's in the dating market. This dark undercurrent that a lot of niggas don't understand when they dealing with these hood rats in the streets. When they dealing with these ratchets in the streets, they don't comprehend who and what they're dealing with. They don't understand who and what they're dealing with. And the one thing about Mac City peels back that layer and lets you know exactly, it breaks everything down to its naked essence. And you know exactly the mentality of where they come from, you know everything. Because in this breaking down process, you get to know their family members, you get to know the niggas that are orbiting them, you get to see it all. You see. So this scenario is slightly different again because he's approaching and trying to holler. But the principles, the ideas, the characters, the mentality, all that shit is largely the same. And this is why the dating market is as fucked up as it is. And this is why I said I got 75. And this is how I got away with the shit. This is how you get a woman sucking dick for $20 in quarters. This is how that happens. Now, if you keep watching, we'll show you at every level how this shit really happens, what would really happen, because there's a bit of fiction here. Because again, this dude is trying to make her. He made the foolish mistake of trying to make this girl his woman, which is something we would never ever do. We know that you can't do that, and that's a fool's errand to even try.
So you ready?
Ready.
What you do for a living?
I work at Wendy's.
That's it?
Yeah.
So how the f do you expect a nigga
Wendy's,
to have all that when you ain't got nothing to do?
Well,
McDonald's.
he need to worry about.
You
is
remember
what he
when
got going
Ice
on.
was dunking chicken at churches?
Yeah.
She worked at Wendy's and McDonald's and whatnot.
Yeah.
KFC, they stayed working at these fast food joints. You know, but constantly talking about the niggas that, you know, that they used to dealing with. And that's another lie we gonna get to. The niggas that they claim that they used to dealing with and whatnot. Because you're gonna see that later on in this movie. Go ahead.
That's all that matters.
So he got to pull up on you every time y'all hang out. Like you ain't even got the option to do that for him.
Okay, mind your damn business and go on about your day, trash man.
Where the fuck that came from?
You taking out the trash, aren't you?
Yeah, like a normal person would.
My nigga would have them come get it from the house.
He still got to take it
You
to the
see
door.
that? You hear that?
Oh man, she capping, man.
She capping hard. You hear that over exaggeration?
Yeah, man. Always trying to make something out to be
More
better
than
or
what it
bigger
is.
than what it is, man.
Putting 100 on 10. That's the first thing. The first lesson you have to understand. 98% of the shit they tell you is a lie. As it relates to niggas that's dealing with them. Most of that shit is a lie.
Yeah.
98% of that shit is a lie. And you're going to see why in just a minute.
A lot of, like I said, like the, I'm trying to figure out, man. You know, a lot of times what they would do, they would embellish a lot of stuff. A lot of times what they would do, especially with me, they would hype me up to the point where when they was, you know, around their girls or whatever, you know, they didn't want to seem like I was taking advantage of them, or they wanted to show that, how can I put it? That they was running things and they had game and they had a boss, a player. They had a baller.
Because it ups their status if
That's
your
right.
status is high.
That's
so
right.
What they would do is exaggerate and embellish your status.
Exactly.
Because it made them look not so grimy if they had a nigga that was a true boss.
That's right. Yeah, they would, man, they was doing that all the time. I was seeing all sorts of stories about me and what I did. And
Big Mike was in the mall.
Yeah.
Big Mike in the mall. Like, oh, God.
I was just like, okay, well, if you like it, I love it, baby. Okay. Yeah, so let's go.
Ma'am, you have a nice day. I hope your delusion come to life.
Delusion? What's that supposed to mean?
You still talking? Hey, Broco's always got something to say.
Just go up in my DM, say I'm pretty.
Oh, Lord.
Just go up in my DM.
DCD.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
DCD.
You on my way.
Don't my booty look big?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Watch this scenario.
Why you want to be on my TikTok video?
You're in my way.
You can say excuse me. The fuck? This your car?
Yeah. What that mean?
That means I was right.
Right about what? You still sharing your car with your mom?
No, smart ass. She got her own car and gave me this one. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
You just be hating so bad. It's crazy.
Hey, that is the last thing I'm doing. After that last encounter with you, I lost all hope.
Why? Because I have expectations?
Expectations? This your expectations. This is you. They both can't fit in the screen because it's unrealistic.
I don't see what's wrong with me wanting what I want.
But what are you bringing to the table?
Boy, I am the table.
That shit gonna break. That table can't support anything that man is bringing.
Nigga, you don't know me?
I know enough.
Yeah.
I don't need no more information.
You ain't heard that speech before?
I am the table.
That is the diet. That's it, word for word, nigga.
Yeah.
That's the script, word for word.
But like I said, man, you know, depending on what you're playing for, what kind of stakes you're playing for. Like if I was dealing with a female, like on some personal shit, you know, I mean, I would not even have, not even the slightest inkling or the hesitation and just ditch her with the quickness talking like that. But when I'm dealing with a female, I'm trying to get her to put in work, you know what I mean, on some business, you know, I can tolerate that, man, because, you know, it is what it is. I'm just trying to get you to put in work to, you know, line my pockets.
Your ego, you check your ego.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to deal with some shit fucking with them.
Mm-hmm.
You see, you know, you have to put up. I mean, it's a whole lot of shit that you have to deal with. But, you know, this is the script, word for motherfucking word.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, let's go.
And what do you do for work?
I'm a videographer, photographer.
Ain't that something?
Who?
Okay.
Oh, all right. And when you getting a dent fixed in your car?
When you start forcing the measures.
Come on.
Uh-oh. What's going on?
Damn, car won't start.
Let me see it.
So what, you a mechanic now?
You about to wait.
To the
What you
rescue.
about to do?
To the rescue.
Seems like you need to do better.
Hey, you know what the odd thing about this is?
What's
The
up?
odd thing about this, right? Because, of course, we know what this is. This is the goods and services.
The goods and services.
This is the
Absolutely.
goods and services,
Absolutely.
right? But I only really do goods and services, or did it with females who, that was in the stable.
Right.
That actually put in work. Now, if I was to actually deal with a female on some personal shit, and she was giving me this stank attitude and whatnot, and we stayed in the same apartment complex,
She still be behind that wheel trying to crank that
you
car.
goddamn right. I wouldn't. Shit. I wouldn't be doing a goddamn thing. You know what I mean? And that's the odd thing about that, man. You think it'd probably be the reverse. You know what I mean? Since I'm trying to get with a female, I'm trying to put my best foot forward. But
Right.
I learned, you know what I mean? In the game, out here in the streets, nice guys finish last, man, and doing something cool like that, something slick like that for a female that you trying to get with. You know what I mean? To me, that's a no-no. But I don't know. What's your thoughts?
That's what I'm saying. It is a no-no. I would have left her ass right behind that wheel trying to crank that car up. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the approach, she rolling her eyes and whatnot.
Yeah.
So let's say best case scenario, I try to be Superman and I force the issue. When she come with that slick talk about, oh, you a mechanic too? Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
No. Because she going in, with the degradation game. I mean, she throwing shots. She's spitting pure venom, right? And she's sitting there, her damn battery's dead. She ain't got a pot to piss in, a window to throw it out of, or a stitch of dirt for it to land on when it hit the ground. And she's still talking shit. That's what kills me about these skillets. I mean, they be in the fucking sewer and still trying to talk shit.
Unreal, man. I don't know. Maybe you want to break down, what the whole concept and the purpose of goods and services is. What we used to call the mini welfare system.
The mini welfare system. Goods and services is this. It's finding a basic cheap need and fulfilling it. It's cheap to you, but it's life or death to them. Example, transportation, right?
Right.
You may put $10 worth of gas in your car and then take them to, let's say, CVS or Rite Aid, if there's still any Rite Aids left, or take them to Kroger's or the supermarket. Well, you got to think about it, because if you don't do that, they got to go in their pockets and pay for a cab, or they got to go in their pockets and pay one of their homegirls who gonna charge them twice that much, or they got to, wait on one of their homegirls to run her little schemes and then come back at the end of the day when the sun is going down. By that time, her kids are starving, and her house is a mess. She can't leave. Her kids done got home from school. All kind of shit is happening. So you become a convenience. That little service is indispensable, because to a hood rat that's down bad on the block, time really is money, because of the type of economic situation that they're going through, the economic deprivation. That time multiplies the debt and expense, because they don't have it in the first place. So now they got to figure out how they gonna pay, who they gonna pay to get to the store. They ain't got the money up front to pay them motherfuckers anyway. So they want to call in a favor. So they already down bad. So a good of services would be a transportation to Kroger's, or it would be taking them to pick up their medication.
Right.
Or it would be some other menial, minute good or product or service you can perform for them that's nothing to you, but to them, it's life or death.
I mean, like just something real simple, just going by the pharmacy and picking up medication for her or the kids or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they ain't trying to pay for no goddamn Uber, dog.
Yeah, something
They ain't
simple
trying
as
to pay
that.
for no Uber or Lyft or no shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And notice that one thing I want you to notice now. You see right now when her battery's dead, what do you not see in this picture? What's not here?
What's not in that picture?
What's not in this scene here?
I don't know her.
Mm-mm. A nigga.
No, the nigga.
When she down bad, the niggas that's usually fucking on her is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
They ain't nowhere around right now.
Right.
They ain't no way around. They either in jail, they done hit a lick with her, they done got what they wanted from her, and they gone and in the wind. And here she is stranded at home with a fucking dead car battery.
Yeah, the whole good and service hustle, man, is, it's just like I say, it's just like welfare. The females that get on welfare, they don't want to get up off of it, man. You know what I mean? Even though it's something small, something minute, it ain't nothing really to write home about. But I mean, bruh, it's convenient. It's the convenience of it.
She can't move, dog.
Right.
She can't move. Movement, transportation, being able to communicate, all that shit is important. All that shit is important. Because they hustling on their phone, they hustling out their car, they're doing all kind of shit. So they can't afford for shit to be out of place.
And it make them think twice, you know what I mean, as far as displeasing you.
Exactly.
Because shit, I mean, they displease you, the perks will dry up. You know what I mean? They don't want the perks to go away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's go ahead and see the Snapdragon. Let's see what she got to say.
Oh my gosh. How much is that?
Like 100, 120.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Yep.
That is.
Could been worse.
Right there.
Right.
That's the scene money. That's the scene money. That's the scene money right there. That's the reason to come and put in work.
Man. Memories.
Memories, right? That's the motivation right there. How much does that cost? About $120, $125. And guess what they're thinking? Where are they gonna get $125 from? You got to go to work.
Yeah.
You got to put in some work.
Shoot. Yeah. Be like, hey, I got $250 for you. You know what I mean?
And they running over there to get that $250. They tearing the door down to get that $250. Right?
Yeah.
$250.
Give me your ID and your birth certificate, baby. Let's make this happen.
He said the battery is $125. And you asking me, how do I get off the 75?
Here
Here it
ready?
is. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you would have been nice. I don't know why I expected that from you.
Thanks.
Ungrateful.
Even though anybody could have told me that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
A word?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Ungrateful ass.
Who's ungrateful? God woke me up this morning, so I'm very grateful.
You're right. It's too bad that he didn't fix that thing.
The obligatory reference to God. The obligatory reference to God.
Only God can judge me.
Only God can judge me.
Whew, man, if I had $1 for every time, man, I would have a female, she would put in work and do the most nastiest, raunchiest thing ever on video. And that would be like on a Saturday night. And then on like Sunday morning, they would be up in church, and then they would call me and tell me about what they did in church and, what the sermon was about. And I'd be like, are you serious? You know what I mean? You actually, I don't know what to say about that, man. You know what I mean? I mean, the hypocrisy, it was stunning. It was just like, you seriously going to call me and talk to me about the word and the Bible and church and the sermon? Be like, I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? But that was what I was there for, man. I was the sounding board, man. And I was always there just to listen to the nonsense, man.
The Dr. Phil moment.
Yeah, the Dr. Phil, man. A lot of y'all, you fellas don't understand, man. That Dr. Phil action, man, they love that, man. You know what I
But see,
mean?
that's the thing. That's the mistake they make.
Mm-hmm.
See, they're trying to sit here and drag them.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm? That's the thing. First of all, let's keep it 100.
Right.
First of all, they're not attracted to you.
Right.
You're not attractive.
Okay.
So some niggas think that because they see the select niggas get off dragging them and disrespecting them, that means that they can do it too.
Right.
Not the case. When an attractive nigga drags a chick, it is erotic.
Mm-hmm.
When a ugly nigga drags you, it's annoying. That's the difference. And then
Mm-hmm.
on top of it, there's no exchange of goods and services. There is no no goods and services being rendered. There's nothing there. You fulfill no need. There's no purpose. You're just there trying to talk shit and humiliate her into fucking you for free.
Mm.
And then when she don't do it, you get in your feelings and you feel some kind of way about her not wanting to fuck you for free when she's unattracted to you. And then on top of it, you're trying to drag her without giving her nothing.
It's kind of hard to peg some of this stuff, man, because you want to check a lot of boxes when you're dealing with a female. Remember what we say: all roads must lead back to you.
Must lead to you, exactly.
But at the same time, man, you don't want to be too accessible.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be too accommodating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She got to know and she got to understand that, you got things to do. You ain't just sitting around waiting on her to call.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When she calls, you're going to be like, hey, look, there was 2 other females that called before you. You know what I mean? I got things to do. You know what I mean? You're going to wait in line. You know what I mean?
It exhibits thirst when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
It exhibits thirst, and nothing repulses a female like thirst.
Mm. Big time, man. Yeah, you want to check as many boxes as possible, man. You want to be a friend, a confidant, as a lover. You want to be able to solve problems. As many boxes you can check off. Damn it, that's what you got to do, man. In order to be irreplaceable,
exactly,
or indispensable. You know what I mean? Now, if you a select nigga, of course, you may not have to even do none of that. You know what I mean?
You don't know. The price is different for you.
Yeah.
The price is different. But see, the thing with the select nigga is this. The select nigga has had he's been swimming. He's going through, ratchet pussy detox. Because he's had an exorbitant amount of hood rats like this.
Right.
So he ain't pressed. He's been desensitized to whatever physical or sexual attraction she has. He ain't interested in that shit. He trying to figure out how he can get something up out of her.
Right.
And this is why he is an indispensable part of the plan, because he's going to keep taking from her. He's going to keep taking. He's going to keep stealing. He's going to keep, breaking her down. He's going to keep fucking up her credit. He's going to keep depleting her bank account. He's going to keep doing the most. And that's why she always has the least. That's why she's sitting out in front of this apartment complex with a dead battery. You see? Because he's taken everything from her possible. Because he ain't pressed by trying to fuck her. He ain't thirsty to try to fuck her. So that's why he's not here. Because she don't have anything to offer him at this point. That's why he's not around.
Let's go. Let's proceed.
Yo.
Boy, I said thank you.
Yeah, after I told your bald-headed ass that you needed to.
Whatever. Can I get in my car, please, trash man?
I got a name.
Okay, that's your nickname. Now move.
I don't know where you going with a dead battery.
Calling for help.
Who, your imaginary boyfriend?
No, mind your business.
Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.
She ain't got nobody to call. She don't have anybody to call.
Right.
Now watch this.
Hey.
Like it never happened. Like it never happened. Like it never happened. Like she didn't just drag this nigga.
Yeah. Hey, that's what Donna would do to me all the time, man. she would be like, "You fucking clown, you
Yeah.
clown ass nigga, you ain't shit, you ain't," and I'd be like, "Damn." You know what I'm saying? I was tripping off. This is the first time I ever met a female that was just that would get off on just clowning you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then after she would get done clowning you, 20 minutes later, she'd be calling you like, "Hey babe, hey boo, hey, I was just thinking about you and I want you to come on over and I want you to do it to me." And I was like, "Bitch," I was like, is she serious? I mean, because I was really thinking that, you know, she was really like in her feelings, man. Like she was really hating. Like she was just disgusted by the sight of me, man. But, you know, she was just one of them chicks, man, which that got her motor running, man. She had to have some sort of tension, some sort of drama, some sort of nonsense go on before, you know what I mean, she would like show me any sort of affection, man.
And you have to make it through that
Right.
to get to the shit that you want, right?
Right.
And you look at the smile on her. Look at her face, dog. Totally different.
Yeah.
She beaming. She's smiling. Totally different. Totally different. She coming here with borderline choosing signals. Look at it, and she just got finished going blacking out on this nigga.
Right.
She just faded the black on this nigga, and now she in front of his door like it never happened.
Ooh wee! I'm trying to tell you, boy. Donna used to give me the business, man. I was just like, I mean, I was man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Yeah, I was enamored by that, man. I'd never experienced no mind fuckery like that. I'm like, this bitch crazy. This a crazy bitch right here. And you know what to say about, you know, the pussy. You know, crazy pussy is the best pussy. I was like, damn. And it was good too, Jack. I'm like, man. But yeah, I'm watching this and I'm relating to that. I'm like, yeah, you just got done talking shit, and here you go. Here you are at the front of my door, grinning and cheesing, and you know, trying to get on my good side.
Talking cash shit on a credit card is what I'm talking about. Talking cash shit on a credit card, but here she is in front of his door, and guess what? She needs something.
Yeah, and he gonna go ahead. Man, hold on, let's go and see what he do. Come on.
You know, I hate to ask, but do you think you can take me to get the battery? See, this is exactly why I don't fuck with you.
Don't fuck with what? Broke niggas?
He a good one.
Yeah, he is.
Let's go. What's your name?
Courtney.
Amari.
I don't know. I think I like Trash Man a little better.
Yeah, you can go ahead and get out while the car is moving.
Okay. Damn, I was just playing. Amari.
So what's up with you in this in these standards of yours?
Oh gosh.
No, I really want to know because you're not the first woman to think like that. So what is it?
I pretty much had an ex who just wasn't shit. He wouldn't do any of the small things. He made me happy.
That's another thing.
It was always issue.
An ex who wasn't shit. Don't that sound familiar?
Yeah, like a normal person would.
Hold on.
My nigga would have them
Patience. This is you.
My fault. Hold on.
They both.
Okay, go ahead.
No, thank you would have been nice. But
he wouldn't do any of the small.
Right there. Don't that sound familiar?
Hell yeah.
An ex who wasn't shit, right?
They all say that.
But then when you say, well, you know, you ain't never been able to find no decent. I've had niggas give me marriage proposals. I've had niggas with money propose to me, but you never got a fucking ring. You know, all that embellishing and shit that they do. Well, you know, and she just sat here and basically told him that the niggas that she deal with ain't about nothing, ain't hitting on nothing. They don't show up for her in the slightest. But they got all this false swagger and bravado with you.
Yeah, that was a funny thing, man. When they would end up getting knocked up and getting pregnant, and they was up in the hospital, and they would be calling me. They were like, "Big Mike, I need you to get this and bring this to me and help me with this and that." And they about to deliver the baby. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wait a minute, you told me you had some super duper ass baller ass nigga that was
Right.
sniffing your drawers, and I mean, and this dude supposed to be the baby daddy, right? Yeah, well, I'm not talking to him right now. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. I'm like, this ain't adding up, man. Yeah, Tanisha was good for that, man. There was this one dude. He, oh man, how many kids? He had like 12, 13 kids, and she told me that she wasn't gonna, screw the dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I seen how she was talking on the phone, cupcaking with him, and I'm like, oh, you got you one, huh? She's like, I ain't gonna do this with him. He got all these baby mamas and all this, and I'm like, well, what's the point of you talking to him? You know what I mean? So she messed around, got knocked up, was in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and then just like clockwork, he dropped her like a hot potato. Then
Yeah.
didn't have shit to say to her. Didn't care about the baby that was getting born or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, okay, because I don't know if I told you them stories of me being in there and them nurses and doctors was just like,
Are you
oh
the father?
yeah,
Yeah.
are you the father? Or they
Mm-hmm.
was perplexed, right? Because all the girls was going to the same hospital,
And
you
here's
know.
this nigga showing up with different products at the time the baby was born. Yeah.
Yeah, I was showing up with 5, 6 females, you know what I mean? And they pushing out babies. And they were like, dang, man. They was thinking I was the father. I'm like, no, 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 no. But yeah, it's interesting to see how they do that, man. Yeah, I got this man, I got this nigga, and he loved me, and you can't even get him to visit you in the hospital delivering his baby.
Delivering his baby.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy
Yeah.
shit, man. Shoot, yeah, she's embellishing, man. Yeah, he ain't shit. Like he ain't shit, huh? Oh.
But that wasn't what she was telling you in the beginning. She's telling
Mm-hmm.
you how he's so much better than you, how he got so much swag, and how he a boss.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and how lame you are, how much of a lame you are, and how fly he is, and all that shit.
Mm.
And she can't even get him to come to the hospital when she's delivering his fucking child.
Man, shoot, let's go.
Small thing, to make me happy. It was always an issue for him, and I ain't settling for nothing less than that.
Make me happy. The selfishness, man.
Yeah.
The selfishness. It's just
Well,
like,
you know why they do that? Because them niggas don't give a fuck about them, dog.
right. Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't give a fuck about them except for what they can get out of them. You
Mm-hmm.
remember Afton?
Mm-hmm.
She did a bid for her nigga.
Yep.
She took a bid on the chin, went
Yeah.
and laid down for this nigga. But then when you see her posts on Facebook, you would swear that this was the grandest nigga to be.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody flyer than this nigga. Nobody's game is tighter than this nigga. And she would talk about all the shit he did for her and all this and all that. And then this nigga let her lay down, let her take a first-degree felony for him
Mm-hmm.
while he stayed out here on the outside.
Man, boy, I'm trying to tell you, man. The game is real out here, man. Shoot. Let me see here. Yeah, a lot of them females did that, man. Shoot. A lot of them did that.
I remember the Hydra called me one day.
Right.
And what was that nigga's name?
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee.
Yep.
She called me because Pee-wee caught a gun case.
Mm-hmm.
And she was trying to figure out how she could take Pee-wee's gun case.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally having a conversation. This is a literal conversation. There's actually a memory of this. We actually had this conversation about how she could take this nigga's gun charge.
Mm. Yeah, man. She's a down ass broad, man. She's a down ass broad. She'll take a charge.
But what I'm saying is, he didn't give a
Mhm.
fuck about her.
No, no.
He didn't give a fuck. And don't let me go back to her sucking dick with that whole ring around her ear,
Oh
around
yeah,
her eye, rather.
yeah,
She
yeah.
got a ring around her eye and she's sucking dick.
Mm.
That for me told me everything I needed to know.
Shoot, man. Man, it was like, let me see. Pound cake. She had a ring around her eye. Uh, Nikki had a ring around her eye. Hydra had a ring around her eye. And you know, a lot of people are going to look at this, man, you know, like it was abuse. I didn't put the rings around their eye, but you know what I mean. When they show up at my door, you know what I mean. They're like, "Big Mike, I need help." And I'm
Yeah.
like, and I'm looking at their face, and they just had the brakes beat off of them. And so I'm thinking to myself, well, shit, you know, this nigga, he can't be the only nigga that has some fun. You know, I gotta get it in too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the way it would work is he would like, what did I say? Tony, I said he would set him up, or I would set him up. He would knock him down or something. It was some weird sort of you know, I can't even call it, man. It was a weird process. You know what I mean? When they would deal with that nigga, he would tear him down and I would build him up. That's what that would be. You know what I mean? He would beat him up, tear him up, you know what I mean? Kick him in the ass. Then they come over my house and I would pamper their wounds. You know what I mean? But they would have
it's that speedway shit. It's that speedway. You know, they come to you, they hungry, the gas tank on dry and shit. They got to go to the bathroom, all that shit. They pull into the Big Mike service station, get their little hot grill item, get fed, you know, get their little chimichanga and shit, get them a little slush or a little, you know, fountain drink, go to the bathroom, get them a couple of donuts, gas up their car, then go right back out there and go through that whole goddamn scenario again with that nigga. And then come right back and do that scenario over again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that speedway, that's what I call the speedway syndrome. He gonna tear them bitches down, and they come to you when they torn down.
Mm-hmm.
Then once they get gassed up, they get their little food, their little hot grill item, and they, you know, it's back to that nigga again. You see, but this is why they want to be treated like a princess. She really telling you what a lot of these chicks don't tell these niggas when they see them face to face and they shoot and they shot. The nigga that I'm with is dragging me. The nigga that I'm with is breaking me down. He fucking me up. But because I'm so fucked up, I can't leave him. You know, and so because I can't leave him, you know, I got to come and fuck with you now. And it's like, okay, so what position am I in? Okay, so you're going to come to me when you need clean clothes. You're going to come to me when you need gas in your tank. You're going to come to me on the 23rd or 25th of the month when you ain't got nothing but ramen noodles in your cupboard. You're going to come to me when shit is really imploding. And I'm just supposed to be there to give that shit to you with no exchange whatsoever. I'm just supposed to be this mini welfare service, and you ain't got no skin in the game.
Man.
No. You gonna put in work. You gotta get to work.
Shoot. And not to mention, man, you know, I mean, there was always a science, you know, to this shit, man. You know, when you're dealing with nerds or you're dealing with individuals, you know, brothers that like to read books, you know what I mean? I stumbled upon something called trauma-based mind control, MK Ultra, CIA, the government, you know what I mean? And that's what that was, man. That was a form of trauma-based mind control. When they had, you know, this dude that's breaking them down, beating them up and whatnot, and then they was coming over my house, and they were, what's the tie? The tie between sex and violence and abuse. You know what I mean? So while they're having sexual encounters, as a sexual connection with me, right after they were abused by their boyfriend, you know, that man, that created a bond, man. That created some sort of weird tether between me and the chick.
It's like the scribble game.
Yeah.
It's a humiliation ritual.
Yeah. I don't recommend none of y'all try that at home. That's for professionals only. You mess around, get hurt. You
Yeah.
just suggested that.
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Shoot. Well, let's see what this female, what kind of delusion she got. Let's see what she talking about.
Okay, so you just decide to go above and beyond.
I mean, yeah, why not?
You are aware that the kind of guy that you're looking for is not going to settle for what you currently have, right? Because he could do way better.
Okay, but there are guys who don't want their girl working, and they'll handle everything for her.
So you want to be a housewife?
I mean, that don't sound too
Yeah,
bad.
you lost me.
No, for real. I mean, that's not what I want, but listen, I'm not going for
Now
anything that I
listen to
have
that.
or close to.
Listen to how unrealistic
Sure,
that
go
is.
for
Listen to how
somebody.
stupid and unrealistic that is. She
Okay.
want to be taken care of, but she don't
Mhm.
want to. She don't want to be a housewife.
Yeah.
She don't want to be the standard traditional house. She just wants you to give her shit like she's a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she just wants you to shower her with gifts like she and of course that goes to her father hunger, her lack of a father being around. And so she just think that, you know, a nigga just exists to just give her gifts.
Yeah.
And she don't want any obligation. She want to get the gift with no obligation because she knows that if she's a housewife, she's going to be required to fulfill some duties and obligations. She's going to have to go by rules and she don't want to go by rules and regulations. You know,
Mm.
she's an outlaw. She's a Hellcat. You know,
Right.
she's on some Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom shit. She want to go where she want to go, do what she want to do, and she don't want to answer or be accountable to anybody for anything.
Mm. Facts. Shit. Let's go.
Who can take care of himself, make a decent amount of money, and is able to do the things that he should be doing for his girl. I don't see the issue.
I mean, I guess you got a little point.
I know. I've been trying to put you on to this common sense since the day I met you.
Shut up.
Don't this sound like some of the conversations you've had?
Crank it up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to. Don't some of this shit sound familiar?
Sure. I mean, if you're dealing with, I mean, the script is the same, man. When you're dealing with females in general, I mean, like, they live in la la land. They're delusional, man. They don't know necessarily what they want. You know what I mean? Due to the fact that they are chaotic, emotional creatures. You know, one day it's this way, next day is that way. It's like, what? Like, what do you like? You ain't making no sense. Not in the least. You know what I mean? So a lot of times when I was doing my thing, man, like when I would have conversations with females, man, I came to the realization that they really don't want answers. They just really want you to listen to them.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because each time I would give them solid advice, they would never take it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, so you came over here, you spilled your guts. You know what I mean? And I gave you some boss type information, some wisdom, but you didn't partake in it. You know what I mean? And so now, you know, you back at square one. You know, but for them, you know, just coming over and venting was all they wanted to do. They didn't want to solve the problem. They didn't want to solve the issue. You know what I mean?
Right. Now he's making a key mistake right here.
Okay.
Now, you see, he took her to the store. Now, we don't know this for sure because it doesn't say this in the movie. But from what I'm seeing here, he probably took her to the store, paid for the battery, and put it in her car.
Right.
He did all that without the exchange, Mac.
Mm.
That's mistake number one.
Mm.
Because she don't know him like that yet.
Right,
So
exactly.
she gonna take his kindness for weakness.
Yeah.
You see.
Shoot.
And what was that you always used to say? Is that you got to get them to put in work first. Because if you just start giving them shit without them having to do anything, that's a license for you to be disrespected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For real. So, yeah. Looks like she got her battery.
Yep. Exactly.